So today I'm going to be walking up a big hill. This channel is already proving good for health and fitness reasons. Specifically, I'm going to be walking up Knockma, so it's north of Galway, not too far from Tuam. I have done it a couple of times before, but not for a while. But I want to improve my fitness this year, and I do already walk quite a lot. So I've already done 4 kilometers this morning, but it was just with the dog. And so it's not very fast paced. It doesn't get your heart rate up. This definitely does. It's a 4.2 kilometer loop, and the first half of it is just uphill. And so it's not a full-on hike. I think seasoned hikers would find this pretty easy. But for someone like me that doesn't do this that often, it is going to be tough getting up that hill. But I know it'll be good at the top. So let's get to it. I remember the first time I ever did this walk. Like, I'm only on the first little section. You're basically walking up to start doing the loop. And I was already wrecked. Like, I'm already getting a little bit out of breath. But these days I can cope with it a bit better because I've worked on my fitness a bit. Still miles from where I need to be. And it's still tough to talk and film at the same time while I'm walking, especially uphill, but yeah, it's gotten a bit easier. Anyway, there's a section up here where you either choose to go left or right. I'm going to go left. It's tougher, I think, because it's constantly uphill. There's hardly any breaks, but it's easier to walk down the other side. Really, at this point, I'm just putting off actually having to walk up there because I know it's going to be an absolute killer. So instead, here's a little clip of a couple of bears for you. For no reason. By the way, would you be worried if you saw a sign like this? Let me just turn the camera around a second. It says, let me zoom in, invasive species control in progress. Hopefully they don't come after me. So just to give you an idea, I'm not sure if you can really see how steep it is, but that's kind of where I've gone. And this is where I'm going up to. It's constantly uphill. It's a real, not battle's the wrong word. It's a proper, for me, it's a real challenge. So we'll see what the heart rate is when I get to the top. So I've done the first little climb. Heart rate peaked at about 144, I think. And it's already down to 113. And I only got to the peak like 15, 20 seconds ago. So although I certainly don't look very fit, and in comparison to probably a lot of people watching this, I'm not, I've still built up a bit of a base over the years, just from walking every day, even if it's not like super tough like this. And yeah, it's nice that you're not struggling so much. Although that climb was tough, it is a challenge, right? You're walking uphill, but yeah, improvements, that's all we can do, right? Keep the consistency and just get better. Not every day, because sometimes it's nice to have a day off, but most days. So far, this is not feeling as bad as I remember. So maybe I'm just in a better position health-wise, or maybe I'm just taking too many stops to record and stuff like that. But I'm not yet at the top, but it could be going a lot worse. This is what we've got to go. And then basically when you get to the top of there, I think there's a bit of a flat bit, and then you choose whether you want to go back or go higher. And of course we're going higher. So there's a few different routes you can do here. Everyone starts on the easiest one, which is the green one, the forest trail. Let me just show you the sign here. So I'm currently on the forest trail. Then you can choose to go a bit further up, which is Finbara's trail. So that's what I'm going to do. Then there's a third one which goes up even higher, which I'm going to opt to do. The first time I ever walked this, I went the easiest route, and that was really tough, but things are a bit easier these days. By the way, there's a statue or something here. I'm guessing maybe this is Finbara. I probably don't want to talk too much about Irish history as an Englishman, but Finbara in Irish legend, I think, I was reading before I came up, is like the king of the Irish fairies, or the Connacht fairies, or something like that. But there's also supposed to be a queen that's buried at the top, Queen Maeve. So I'm not sure who that was a statue of. So I started walking regularly, like probably 5+ years ago at this point, just to try and like lose weight and stuff like that. These days I just do it to still lose a bit of weight, but also just to keep fit. And when you walk, like, you just get to see things like this that you otherwise just wouldn't see. So I'm not even at the top yet, but this is the view I've got at the moment. This camera probably doesn't do it justice because I can't zoom in properly. Also, by the way, it's a really sunny day. The sun's up there somewhere. I don't really want to look at it. That's why I've got sunglasses on. It's threatening to rain, but it's just so nice. It's not like you can drive up somewhere here. You've got to walk. And that's one of the reasons I still, or keep on walking, I guess, is what I'm trying to say badly. Anyway, I'm sure the view's even nicer when we get further up. So there used to be like a sign here to tell you to go further up. It's gone now. It's like the red trail. So that's where Finbara's trail carries on. And then this one, I think it's called Maeve or something like that. M-A-E-V-E, but the sign has gone. Anyway, I'm going to record as I go to the top just to prove I got there. This is tough, but you got to challenge yourself with stuff like this, don't you? I've also just realised this isn't the top. It keeps going for a little bit longer. I have done this before, but not for a while. So let's just keep going. This will definitely be a bit of the video I have to cut, otherwise it's extremely boring. Oh, I'm knackered. But you know what? It will be worth it when I reach. I can't really say summit. It's not like I'm climbing a mountain. I knew I was close. I stopped filming too early. Here we go. This is about as high as you go. My quads are starting to fire a little bit. I did squats at the gym yesterday, but I'll consider this point the peak of Knockma. So this is what it looks like right from the top. Let me just spin this around. You can see for miles, and I don't want to really say what parts of Ireland they are because I'll probably get it wrong, but one direction is Galway, one's towards Tuam, one's towards Mayo, and I'm sure people in the comments can point it out, but you can see 4 miles. It's so cool coming to places like this. And again, this channel is going to help me, I think, get to a few more places because I don't have tons and tons of free time, but I've got enough the odd days to walk and do a bit more things like this. And that's the plan. Anyway, I'm probably not going to film too much talking downhill, and I'll meet you back in the car. So I said I wasn't going to record, but as I came down the other side, I saw there's a couple of signs here. Finvara's Trail, which is the blue one, which I didn't do, and the red one, which is Queen Maeve Trail. There just isn't a sign the other side. And this is Queen Maeve, apparently. And do you know how I know that? Because someone has very handily written it down. Remember what I was saying about Finvara, king of the fairies? I'm guessing this is a fairy house right here on the way back down. There's one thing I quite like about walking back down the hill, and that is walking past everyone else that is coming up, thinking, yeah, I just had to go through that pain. It's not the easiest walk, to be honest. And also because I go left, pretty much everyone else goes right. So you pass them all on the way back down. But you know what? At least they're doing it, same as me. So we are back in the car. Walk complete. That feels pretty good. I haven't done that for a long time. It wasn't as bad as I remembered, although I did stop a few times to record and stuff like that, so it probably made it a bit easier. I can feel my calves are burning a little bit, but not too bad. I was in the gym yesterday, so that kind of explains it. In the end, 4.48 kilometers. I walked back up a couple of times to do a few new shots, which I'm not even sure will make the video. That's why it was longer than 4.2. Anyway, it's time to get a drink. So drink secure. I've got a bit of a Coke Zero habit, but to be honest, there are worse Coke habits that you could have. I've also had to put the glasses back on because it's very bright here. I think I'm gonna leave that one there. Go for a walk. It's really good for you. You'll feel better after it, even if you don't want to do it right now. I'm not one of those people that's like, I always need to be out in nature. Like, I'm far from it. I'm in my office quite a lot. But when I do go out, I really enjoy it. And this is the kind of thing that I want to try and do a bit more of on this channel. So no promises about what's coming next. I'm going to keep doing stuff and see what works well, what people want to see. And we'll just go from there. So subscribe if you're enjoying stuff. Let me know down below what you want to see next. And I'll catch you soon.